My Gavanen, everyone. Welcome to Elf Talk. I am here with Erulisse, and we will be just kind of giving you a little bit of our own daily Elvenkin routines. And so you can take our advice or our little tips or things that we do in order to express ourselves as elves and really just feel more like our elven soul. And if you want to create your own, you are welcome to as well. And of course, leave us a comment on the bottom to tell us what you do in order to feel more like an elf. So today I'm going to have Erulisse actually start with her routines, and then we're going to shift over to mine because I actually brought quite a few stuff to kind of show you what I use during the day. I am kind of mixing things together and showing you a little bit of the products that I use. And these products, to me, they smell really great, and I just feel like incorporating these types of products into my life helped me get more in touch with being an elf. And so I will show you all at the end, but we'll first have Erulisse talk to us about how she starts her day off.
My Gavon and Melanin. Um, my daily elf habits aren't terribly complicated. And like my sister Kimberell said, you don't have to do all of these to be an elf. These are just things that we do personally, and it differs from elf to elf and from kin to kin. But to start in the morning when I wake up, I like to have just some time of silence just to reconnect and to warm up to the day. And I take that time to self reflect. Sometimes I'll write in my journal my daily inspirations or aspirations, my goals for the day, just to center myself and to set myself to a higher standard and remind myself right off the bat to react more spiritually and with grace versus in the natural, which can be very easy in your day to day as you react to other humans or other kin that are different than you. That sometimes, they can clash. So, reminding yourself when you first wake up to respond with patience and grace, and from a spiritual standpoint versus the natural, that immediately sets my day on the right track. And from there, just throughout the day, I'm constantly reminding myself. And fortunately, I live in Appalachia, so I'm surrounded by beautiful forests and mountains, and all the nature is readily available to me. And I know some of you live more in the city and are not right there in the middle like I am. So I wanted to show you my room plant that I have. It's a polydendron.
Oh.
And this plant, actually, I have a pretty close connection to it spiritually. This is about 2 months of growth from one stem, if you can sort of see him right there. And throughout my day, like if I'm in the house or just walking around, I'll stop and I'll speak to the plant and I'll talk to him, and it helps center me, and I know it helps the plant grow. Just having that connection, even if I haven't like left the house to go outside and have my grounding time. So he's my little buddy. I'm very protective over him.
How old is he?
He is about 2 months old now, so his growth is really shocking for me. Like just how quick you can even see, like
Oh,
where
yeah.
there's lighter green, that's the new growth.
And philodendrons, they last for so many years. I've had mine
Me
for six
too.
years. So, yeah, enjoy.
Yes, then they're very easy to maintain. So these are like for the house, like anything like polydendrons or um, philodendrons or ivy, just vines like that. I love having them so that they can grow and they are easy to maintain. And I've always felt a deep spiritual connection to these type of plants in particular. So I try to keep one in, especially in my bedroom, because that's normally where I write or work. So I highly recommend getting some type of house plant if you're not readily available to go into the forests like I am or go outside and be surrounded by the lush greenery. Um, but throughout the day, I'm actually a mother. I have a 5-year-old elfling, and my parenting is part of my elf daily habits. So I apply a lot of the patience and grace along with that as he grows, and try to instill the same principles into him. And fortunately, he's reacted very well, and he's a very patient and soft boy, just very tender, but very knowledgeable. And I've spoken to Kimbrel in the past. He's just a bundle of sweetness.
Yes, he is.
He is. And a few things, like in my bedroom, as you can see, you can't see too well, but my bed, like, I like to keep elven-y colors in my home and just in my surroundings, as well as reminders of nature. If you see on the wall here, everything you see, that's all repurposed wood. Everything has naturally fallen off of trees. Nothing's been, nature's not been harmed. And I like just to have that. And it's something that I immediately see and wake up to is the wood. And it just reminds me just to be strong and to solidify myself in my elven spirituality and my elven self. So it's just something that I like to keep, especially to see first thing when I wake. Another thing, and as you can see, I'm wearing my elf ears today. Finally. It's just an outer expression of my inner elf. And you don't have to wear ears to be an elf at all. You don't have to dress a certain way. It's just one of the things I like to do to express on the inside what I want to show on the outside. And I feel more me, feel more comfortable throughout the day. And as I progress through my day, especially like midday and afternoon, I try to take some time for myself because it can get busy and hectic sometimes. So meditation is something very important to me. I try to do some in the morning, and I always do some in the evening, but I always try to find a good time in the middle of the day to take a break and slow down and recenter myself, because sometimes between the time I wake up and noon, I've already kind of been hit off kilter. And so I highly recommend even just 10-20 minutes, if you can find you a comfortable, quiet place, and just recenter and realign your mind with your spirit and your body and your intentions that you wish to carry out throughout the day. And moving to my evening routines, I personally, and this isn't something for everybody, but along with bathing, I try to spiritually bathe with a longer meditation, just center, soft music, things of that nature, just to shed any of the negativity that I may have brought home or that I may have even brought onto myself, and just go to bed with a clean slate. So nothing is weighing on your mind spiritually, nothing's weighing on your heart. And it is such a peaceful way of living.
Yeah.
So tell me, what sort of daily elf habits do you use?
So we are very similar, my sister, very much. So I actually wrote down my schedule because I wanted to go step by step into what I do, and I didn't want to forget anything. But basically, I love to wake up with just having that moment of quiet time, like you were talking about. The idea of just meditation is really important to me. So I wake up and I have lemon and warm water, because that really helps to kind of revitalize the body. And the warm water is really good for the digestive system. So it kind of gets you ready for the day, and the lemon juice is just very kind of invigorating for you.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm doing that, I actually light a candle on my fairy altar, which I will be showing. Actually, I could do it right now. So as you can see, I have my little fairy altar. And I put like little stones, and I had my rose, which fell. And then I use a candle to light, where I just kind of set off in kind of an intention for the day and what I want to experience. And it's my Rimdell candle, which I love. So I have those right by each other. And then I do something really strange, but I kind of made it up where it came from kind of an intuitive place. I have a drink with the fairies. I actually do. Like I pour some kind of juice in it, and it's this lovely cup that I got from a wonderful Etsy store that I can put in the description. And she hand carved this, and of course I love it because it has the Elven star on it. And I pour juice in this, and then I kind of think about basically having a drink with the fairies when I'm doing it. So my altar is not to invoke any kind of fairies or spirits. I don't want to really call them in, but what I'm doing is I'm connecting to them. And for me as an elven soul, it's more like saying hello to my friends. So I'm not trying to have them work with me during the day. I'm not trying to invoke them in any kind of way. I'm just kind of offering. So fairies, they love like flower petals to make their beds out of. So I offer them some kind of flower that has fallen from maybe one of my decorations, or maybe I've gotten some flowers, so I kind of keep the petals for them. I have my crystals, and then I have a little drink with the fairies. And that's how I kind of start my day, and I think of my intentions. And that is during kind of my quiet time, because this is actually very quiet. This is all within me, and I don't have to speak it out loud. So I light a candle on my fairy altar, and I focus on my daily intents of what I want to achieve that day. And I write down a list so that I visually can see my goals, because I have a lot going on as a YouTuber, and I have social media that I'm keeping up with and all of that. So I really want to make sure that I get everything done that I need to. And for me, it just helps to have a list. So I include that in my fairy altar kind of routine to basically invite the fairies to be with me. But I'm not really calling on them. It's more like we're friends and I'm just connecting to them.
It's almost like paying respect to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I see it. It's like I'm giving them crystals and little flowers to sleep on. And it's just like you're offering them gifts, and it's basically just kind of inviting them, to partake in your day with you. And that instantly gets me kind of connected already to the fairy realm. And then I unfold my yoga mat. I spray lavender essential mist on my mat so that I have that while I'm doing yoga. That is just a wonderful kind of experience to have, because it almost makes you feel like you're doing yoga in a spa. And I use my relaxing Rodney Yee basic yoga DVD that I've been using. I love Rodney Yee. Like he's so elven. I mean, his voice is just so calm, and he just reminds me of an elven lord. And he sits in front of the water, I think in Japan, and it's just so calming, relaxing. So I do that, and that's about 25 minutes. And then I end with 10 minutes of meditation. So I then am completely quiet on my mat, and I just meditate. And I've been doing that for years. And it's really a chance for me to merge with my higher self and my higher elf too. Because not only am I just kind of listening to the observing voice, but I'm actually merging and taking time to merge with my higher elf. And kind of like what you said, I just think about how I want to go through the day in the best way possible, and just be as graceful as I can and as aware as I can be. Because you're right. I mean, that's one of the challenges in this life, is that we're dealing with so many different souls. And so how do you keep that composure about you? How do you stay wise like an elf in dealing with other people? And one of the ways is just being aware. And I think you touched right on that. So I do that. And then, so I have 2 dogs, and I prepare my breakfast, which is fruits and micro veggies with a hard-boiled egg, which are cage-free, of course. And then sometimes I don't even do eggs, it just depends. And then I'll do oatmeal or strawberries, a bagel, tomato, and the farmer market cheese. And then I will be putting on my Lord of the Rings soundtrack in the background, or some kind of Celtic or fairy music, some kind of relaxing music. I really love to have that type of music kind of start my day. I tidy up my bedroom, make my bed. So while I'm feeding my dogs are eating. And then I am able to take my dogs out for a walk. And that's really my time of getting my chance to be in nature. I do live in the city, but I live in a nice kind of enclosed area where there's a lot of trees, and we have a park right next to my house. So I can take them there. And the one thing that I would say is that maybe the difference between an elven soul and maybe just a regular human soul is that when I'm out in nature, I I don't just walk through nature observing, oh, how pretty it is.
Mm-hmm.
When I walk through nature, I actually greet it as a friend. So almost like the fairies, it's like every tree I pass, I kind of look at, I'm taking it all in. I'm taking in what stage the tree is in its growth. I'm really observing like everything that I can around me. And sometimes I will actually touch the trees as I pass them by, and I will put my hand on the tree and just, I want the tree to feel my gratitude and my connecting to it. And that helps me as well because it's something called earthing or grounding. I don't take my shoes off and walk around, but I will if it's safe enough to do. But where I live, it's more like I get my grounding, my earthing time by actually just kind of touching the trees and really putting my hand on their trunk and just kind of feeling the energy. And when I walk through nature, it really is just me kind of merging and greeting it as an old friend. And, I think that maybe is the way that an elven soul might walk through, their nature walks versus a human soul who may appreciate nature, but there's not this merging with it. Like you actually like put yourself into the tree. You see yourself part of everything within the tree and the plants and the flowers all around you and the grass, and you notice all the animals. I mean, I can take it all in when I'm outside. So that's definitely something that I take part in every day, is that kind of nature walk with my dogs. And I even get a nature walk when I walk to work. So I have kind of this double type of time with nature, which is really great. So when I come back from taking my dogs out, I then focus on social media. So I kind of get up pretty early, and I've started doing that, I would say, the beginning of this year, because I felt like that was a really great chance of me kind of making the best of the day and rising with the sun and actually, really taking part of being one with everything. So I get up pretty early so that I have time to actually make these videos, because a lot of the videos that I make are in the morning, especially the university videos that I do. Those are in the morning. And then I bring my dogs into their crate area, and at the same time, I'm listening to my fairy music and my Lord of the Rings music, and then I go to work. Now, I have an interesting job, which kind of puts me in this frame of being this guardian elf type character, which is amazing because I end up watching over kids, and I'm a program manager of this huge program that gets the kids their outside time as well as their homework time and their aftercare time after school. So I take care of all of that. And while I'm standing outside and watching the kids, all of these thoughts are going through my mind. I'm actually connecting to my elven soul, and I'm able to like look at the kids as like hobbit souls. And I'm standing there and I'm kind of like the guardian of these children, and I really care for them and I care for their safety. And that's really my job, is just to anticipate. My job is actually to see the future accidents that can happen. So it helps me personally get into touch with my elven soul. And I think that a lot of people that have those types of jobs where you are kind of watching over others, or you have to be a guardian over others or take care of others, that can really get you in touch with it. So that's definitely that's how I spend my afternoons. And basically I'm taking care of the kids, because I used to work in a classroom, but I just didn't really want to be with the kids anymore in that kind of way, but actually be a manager and take over and kind of really kind of create my own program. Oh no, Erulisse, did I lose you? So I guess we just lost her, unfortunately, but I will show you a little bit of the products that I brought. I know I'm not like other YouTubers where they would have a wonderful video of showing you around of my daily routine and everything, but I thought I would just kind of show you some of the products that I use and I really love. So this is my list, my to-do list that I use. One of the things that I do in the day is I end up, well, in the morning, during my kind of my time of with my fairy altar and my time of intention for the day, I actually pick one card from here, and I truly love this set. This is from Lightstar, and I have 3 different tarot card sets, but this one is really special to me because the artwork is truly beautiful, and it's very inspirational, and it's the type of deck where you could just kind of pull it out and the picture already speaks to you. So I do that. I just pull the card out and I get my inspiration for the day. So let's do one together here. Oh, wisdom, psychic, intuition, and truth. Oh, that's a good one for me. So when I pull a card out, it really helps me to kind of set my day. And all of these cards are very positively focused. It's all about your empowerment and your inner growth. And these are truly a beautiful card set to have. If you're looking for any kind of inspiration just daily, I really recommend this, and I will put it in the link for you. One of the things that we talked about, Erulisse is not here anymore, but she said that she grows lavender plants, and she likes to sometimes make her own essential oils. And so I do too. I actually end up kind of concocting my own essential oil mix. Some of the essential oils that I love to use is lavender, and I use my lemongrass, yes. And I also like the vetiver, and I have a couple other ones in here too. So I put them all together, and I like Laguna Moon essential oils. They're pretty good priced, but I like to use those daily, and I use those kind of during the day just to make things smell nice, especially over the weekends, because I do a lot of my cleaning over the weekend. So I like the essential oils to fill the room. One of the things I did not get a chance to talk about, but in the morning when I start off, well, I drink the warm lemon and water, but with my breakfast time, these are the 2 teas that I really love. 100% organic white tea called Prince of Peace. I really love this brand. And then the Earl Grey tea from Twinings. I like this as well, so you can see these. So I use these pretty much daily. And just to show you some of the products that I absolutely love. So I really love Lush, and we were talking a little bit about bathing. And one of the things is I like to take my showers at night, because during the day I'm working with the kids, so I'm going to pretty much get dirty anyway. So I take my showers at night, and that's really my time to kind of relax and rewind. So I use my rose jam. I love rose jam from Lush. And my skincare products are Celestial, which is a great name for me. I love this one. This is a really nice moisturizer from Lush. It's a face moisturizer. And then this is Enchanted Eye Cream, although the label has fallen off there. And sometimes when I am extra dry, I use jojoba oil. I love using jojoba oil. It's really great for the skin. It matches basically the same moisture of the skin as it is. So it really helps to balance the pH. And just to show you, these are the supplements that I'm using right now as a vegetarian. I have my my vegan supplement here that I use. And then I do the B12 liquid. I really love this. This has been great. Just if you are wondering, I have completely switched over perfectly fine to vegetarian, and I love it. It's really helped my blood sugar levels go down. So it just is really helpful for me to get back on track in that way and get my body back to just more of a naturally healthy place, because I was really suffering a lot. And I can say that a lot of it has to do with your digestive system. If you're struggling with your blood sugar levels and you feel like you're constantly losing just your energy throughout the day, trying to become a vegetarian, it really is amazing because you focus more on the fruits and the vegetables and the nuts, and that's how you get your protein, that's how you get your energy. Whereas sometimes when you are a carnivore, when you're focused on eating meat, what ends up happening is you eat a lot of bread, you eat a lot of white bread because you're eating burgers or hot dogs or things like that. And the problem is that it's all sugar, and so it's just fast kind of carbohydrates, but then they disappear and they don't last. So that's why a lot of people are suffering from low blood sugar. That's what was happening to me. So I am so much better. I have so much more energy throughout the day. And this is my favorite I snack on during the day. These are all ways that I just kind of get in touch with my elven soul. So absolutely, of course, feeling one with nature and everything is very important. And it's also kind of in what you decide to make for yourself or to buy. And this is one of my favorite perfumes. A lot of times I just want to smell really fresh and just like nature itself. So this is Verde from Nest, which I love. I love this brand. And of course I wear my little elf jewelry. Elven jewelry and clothes, it just always helps to kind of express the inner elf. Just kind of what Erulisse said about wearing the elf ears. You don't always have to wear your ears, but it's just the way that you kind of carry yourself and the things that you decide to express your elven soul with. So I hope I gave you some kind of ideas here of things that I fill my day with. And just remember that being an elf is really about you being in touch with your higher self that is connected to nature always, and is really one that lives out in grace and with patience and with wisdom and, of course, with love. And I think that when you are in touch with those types of qualities within yourself and those virtues you hold really dear, I believe that anybody can actually express themselves as an elven soul and can really embody the elven spirit inside. So, Henley for watching, everyone. And I'm sorry that we lost her, but we're going to try to work on maybe getting a better system than the Google Hangouts. I think this is the last straw for me. So thank you so much for stopping in, and I will see you all on the next video.